In this video, I'm going to show you what I wish I knew earlier. It's a creative testing roadmap geared to lower your CPA by 30% in 30 days or less. Madsen here. If you're not familiar with me, I used to be in growth and creative strategy at Calm and Cash App. I had a performance creative agency, and now I'm bootstrapping a tool that automatically creates direct response video ads for you with hooks and bodies and CTA and audio clips for leading subscription mobile apps and D2C brands and performance creative agencies. Okay, here is the 4-week creative testing roadmap on Meta. Who is this for? So you are testing a lot of creatives on Meta, but not getting a lower CAC. The optimizations your media buyers or you are making don't lower CAC because creative is the new targeting now. You optimize your creatives into a whole, meaning you're not doing creative exploration, you don't know what to test, or you're just testing tiny little things like color changes or headline changes, word changes. You're not hitting your CAC targets, and you also need more content for ads. So your creative strategy could be costing you tens of thousands per month in opportunity cost, time, and money because you don't know what messaging and ad elements are really driving the needle. You're using a spray and pray approach with your ads. So this is meant to stop you from using the spray and pray approach, and so that you can start following a testing process. So follow this 4-week creative testing roadmap to get back to profitable growth. So let's start with the creative testing setup. So here's the framework that I usually recommend, and I always separate a creative testing campaign out from the evergreen campaign. In the testing campaign, you have ad set tests, and within each ad set, you test 4 different ad variations. And each variation should test one single thing, and everything else is constant. So in this ad set test, for example, we're testing 4 different AI influencers so that when we run the test, we know that out of these 4 AI influencers with the same script, everything else the same, we know that one is winning because that's the influencer that's working, not any other reason. And then, so the ads that meet your KPI goal, whether it's a cost per trial start or a purchase, they get moved into your evergreen campaign. And the ads that are not anywhere close to your CPA goal get cut. Ads that are almost there, you can iterate on these ads with new hooks or a new script or a new visual concept, let's say. And you can keep doing this into infinity in your testing campaign. Okay, so this just goes through a little bit more detail, what I mean. So in your creative testing campaign, I would recommend starting off with the broad audience in your country. So for example, in the US, optimizing for your specific bottom funnel KPI, whether it's a purchase, install, a lead, or a trial start. Let each ad run until it gets at least 20 conversions so you have a good idea of your CAC or customer acquisition cost. You will almost always have one ad that is taking up all the spend while the others are sitting around. This is a good indication that that ad gets better engagement than the rest in the ad set and can scale. So the key is it can scale. You don't want ads that can't scale because that means you're just going to plateau with your ad spend. And you can pause poor performing ads. You can set triggers for this, by the way. So for instance, you can say, okay, this ad has spent $300 and it hasn't gotten a conversion yet. Let's just pause it automatically so you can save a lot of money this way and test a high volume without burning cash. Okay, then you can copy winning ads that meet your performance goal into your business as usual or BAU campaigns. And you can continue running the ad in the creative testing campaign so that there are no performance fluctuations in your account. It's common a winning ad doesn't get any spend when copied into your BAU campaigns. And this is up to you. You can also pause the winning ad in your creative testing campaign so it's a little cleaner. And then repeat steps 2 to 4 at your desired tempo. A good rule of thumb is to test 10 to 20% of your overall paid ads budget. And you might already know, but there are other creative testing frameworks out there that each come with their own pros and cons. So you can have a creative testing campaign in a separate country that's cheaper, like India or the Philippines. And you can also test with an upper funnel objective first, like view content or clicks. You can also test on a different channel like TikTok. And another method is just to launch your new creative straight into the BAU campaigns. They all come with pros and cons, and it really depends on your situation. But the main takeaway is to follow a framework. You can also always test your framework, and you will also need to construct your creatives in a way that allows you to measure performance of each element. So each variation is testing one single thing at a time. Okay, so on to week number 1, where we do message testing. So you should already have locked down your ICP. You have your offer ready if you're a D2C brand. And so message testing is the lowest hanging fruit for testing ads. They are the reason someone turns from a prospect into a customer. So this week, let's say we can test 4 different pain points your product alleviates to nail down the most painful one. So with scientific testing and experimentation, there's no experiment if you don't have a control. So in our week 1 of testing, our control is the first image static concept. So let's say a very simple one is this very black and white fake tweet style. And so you can do a lot of easy message testing on this concept. Here's an example from Headway, and I've seen this super simple format outcompete other ads. It's simple, it's low lift, and it can really perform for you. So your homework is to come up with 4 different pain points with your messaging, and you can even go up to 8 or 12 or 16. So within each ad set, you would test 4 different ones. So if you have 16 different pain points, you could test 4 different ad sets. Use a simple format like the image above to test, or you can do a post-it note or a iPhone note app. Now test it and get up to 20 conversions per ad, and then you'll have a good idea of what to do for week number 2. Week number 2 is what I call concept testing. So before we start, we need to be clear on what a concept is. And different advertisers call them different things. I view any high-level visual distinction as a concept. Things like background colors, headlines, aspect ratios don't count towards a new concept. These are iterations which we will cover in week 4, the final week. So you can have multiple image, video, and carousel concepts. Again, here are a few examples from top advertisers like Headway. So these are 4 different image concepts. So when you have that winning pain point from week 1, you can start to test that pain point on different image concepts. And you can also test that pain point on different video concepts, like this one, or video concepts like this one, or video concepts like this one. Okay, so look in your Facebook ads library at your competitors, or look at Noom or Headway or Rise Superfoods, for example. They do a great job with their creative diversity. Okay, so the second week of homework, create 4 different concepts this week and try your best to keep the message consistent for testing. I would test 2 different image concepts and 2 different video concepts just to see, okay, which like format is working, whether it's image ads that work best for you or whether video ads work best for you. And if you aren't familiar with video modularity, you can keep the video ads shorter for now, and we can expand next week on a winning video by testing scripts. Okay, so again, after you do this, you run your different ads in separate ad set tests, get spend on them, try to aim for 20 conversions. And let's say in week 3 we have a winning video ad, or a video ad that shows promise, that's within KPI goals for us, and it's a good candidate for iteration. So week 3 is script testing, and you might ask, what is a script? And it's the sales copy or voiceover that runs throughout the length of your video that converts your prospect into a customer. It's why your customer buys. And there are very, very proven copywriting frameworks that we like to choose from. And you can base your scripts off of the winning pain point from week 1. Here are 3 script frameworks you can follow. Very, very simple one is the problem solution, where you start with the text hook. You present the problem, you present your solution, you talk about your onboarding. If you're an app, you talk about the benefits, and then you end with the call to action. The second one is the differentiator, where you always start with the text hook. You polarize, like most other solutions do this, blah, 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 and then you talk about your own unique mechanism. And then you introduce your product and talk about the benefits, social proof, CTA. So you can start to see that you can reuse some components from this script into this script because you have the same benefits, you have the same call to action. Onboarding explainer might be the same. The third script is the pain point script, where you always start with the text hook again, present the problem, agitate the solution. You really, really twist the knife, as they say. Introduce your product, differentiate your product, benefit, social proof, CTA. So these are different script frameworks that you can follow, and you can see that you're borrowing elements from one script into the next script. Okay, so here are 2 script examples from Curology. So just pay attention to what the girl is saying. I'll include a link to this framework for free for you below, so you can take a look for yourself. Okay, so your homework is to write 4 different scripts to test the winning video ad from the last week. Okay, and now week 4, one of my favorite things to do is to test visual hooks. And I hope you noticed the visual hooks examples in the videos above. They occur in the first 3 seconds of an ad, and they are extremely important to test because they grab attention. So I'll just go ahead and play one of these visual hooks that Curology has tested. So you saw that visual hook. Let's take a look at this other visual hook. It's burning a marshmallow in reverse. Very, very interesting. And you can get away with very interesting visual hooks. Okay? So Noom Skittles, you can look at the examples above. Dunking French fries into ketchup, pouring sugar into a Coke can. Dr. Squatch's scooping coconut with purple water mixing. Headways, reverse paint dripping on a white cube. These are all examples of visual hooks that you can test. And a way that you can measure how your hook performs is to create a custom metric in Facebook Ads Manager called hook rate, or you might see other people call it thumb stop rate. And the formula is a 3-second video view divided by impression. And the higher hook rate means that people are stopping their scroll to watch your video. Then they are more likely to keep watching your video and then be sold by your script. So a good benchmark hook rate is 30% if you're in B2C. If you're in B2B, anything over 20% is good. Aim for 25%. So your homework is to test 4 different visual hooks from your winning video ad in week 3 and see which one has the best CAC, or customer acquisition cost. Okay, so wrapping up, by the end of this, you should have winning ads that beat your CAC goals. And best of all, you now have a menu of ad elements that you know perform well for you, whether they're visual hooks or scripts or image concepts or ideally pain points or messages. And you know from your data what your best message, concept, script, and visual hooks are. You are a master of modular creative. And what that means is you can take winning elements from one ad and take them to a brand new ad. So yes, you can recycle elements in future ads and see your ad win rate increase. And more winning ads will lead to more profitable growth, and it all starts with good creative strategy. So I hope this is helpful. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll link to this free creative testing roadmap for you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.